I call this exhibition the Shyness of the Peaks, which is a title which refers to the natural phenomenon known as crown shyness. Crown shyness is a phenomenon known in certain tree species in which the branches avoid one another, which create these canopy-like gaps or trails. So when you look up, it looks like rivers in the sky. The second part of the title is Borders of the Known World. The borders of the known world is a description we often find in medieval maps, describing a place that is far beyond one's grasp, a place that is forfeit to the imagination and the unknown, and it's called Ultima Thule. In 2019, I came across this trans-Neptunian object known as Aracoth, and prior to that known as Ultima Thule. Ultima Thule was discovered by NASA and was photographed by NASA's space probe, New Horizon. Aracoth is an elongated shape attached to a round shape, and they very likely been orbiting one another separately for billions of years until they have merged to one another, which I find rather poetic. And Aracoth has become the main inspiration for this project in its entirety. There is a poetry imbued that transpires to the paintings that echoes Aracoth in the sense that we have two matters becoming one, such as when I use ink and water, which permeates and exudes into the linen. This body of work echoes and follows the pentatonic scale seen from my previous show in a landscape, where I use materials which has been alive, then burned, been pigmented from the ashes itself, thereafter to be set free and to some sense become alive on the canvas again. And the eroding image is that what we are presented with. The lines which occurs in the paintings are almost brittle and hallucinating, despite when making the painting, there is an almost mathematical precision to creating these works. The brush follows the lines tracing the canvas, yet somehow, after the erosion is complete, these very eerie and foreboding lines occurs. So there's great sense of contrast between my landscape paintings and these. Despite following to some degree similar birth, they evoke a very different pathos, where these paintings maybe transcend a calmness. It's quite more eerie than what we see from the landscape painting. At the center of the exhibition, I have placed two sculptures. I tried to find a material which had an inherent contrast. So I made one block in marble and one block in wood. I found it quite beautiful that we could take merely just a fragment of a mountain, and in concern to the tree, we took the littlest part of the tree in order to make a human shape. They are placed across from one another, similar to that of opposing magnets. The drawer painting is a very personal work to me. I consider this a work as an ode to my mother. My mother has a drawer in her house which almost comes across as her little secret garden or her little nest where she finds a sense of comfort in. And I chose to call this work, If I Ever Were to Hold, I Would Never Let Go. In closing this exhibition, we are installing a work called The Entrance of the Shades, which shrouds both the installation space as well as the viewer. When you walk around in the exhibition, you would see the artworks as through mist, and the other viewers in the room would be almost seen as apparitions following you.